All right, everybody. Aloha. Hope you're doing well. We are actually on video 99. I misspoke at the end of the last video, New Gone. I thought this was going to be our 100th video here, but that actually lines up perfect. Today is going to be our 99th video for this, and it's a good way to wrap up the Transcendence theme and a lot of the mindfulness-based themes. Not that we're going to, get rid of mindfulness. The mindfulness themes and transcendence themes will inform the evolution of the channel as we move forward on, video 100 and on. But I did misquote or misspeak there at the end of the last one or miscount. So anyways, today's practice and the final practice is based on the see, hear, feel now, also known as expansion contraction. And it's a theme in the transcendence category, but I've been working with it with other influences. Um, and I'll talk more about all these other influences as well in my 100th video and part of that transition. But I just understand that for this video, see, hear, feel now, expansion, contraction is informed by the unified mindfulness system, but also as well as many other influences. So, if the language isn't perfect to the system, it's just those other influences kind of creeping in and taking a little bit of my lexicon, my language, as there can be some crossover or some discord between the use of certain words. But needless to say, just listen to the words, the language, and hopefully it will guide you through our experience of expansion and contraction. All right. So we'll see you on the other side. All right, here we go. This time I'd like you to get settled in. Maybe take a nice deep breath or two. Stretch up and settle in. Hopefully you're in a good posture you can maintain for a while. Or whatever posture is right for you at this time. As usual, if you can sit upright, it helps and maintain an upright spine. Can help keep us awake and alert throughout this practice. Otherwise, you just do the best you can do. And with that, let's just go ahead and settle in. The last video we made was New Gone. This is going to be an extension of New Gone. That was about 4 weeks ago. So hopefully you've had some time to do the New Gone practice, because what we're doing today is just expanding on that theme and looking at it a little closer as to what our actual experience is as our attention or general awareness kind of transition throughout our experience. So to get started, let's just notice with our eyes open. What new things are happening? What's dropping away? What's the new? What's the gone? We can purposefully move our attention around as we have in all of the previous videos. So like we can move our visual field. I'm looking off screen here at the wall, so that's new. And then you can transition your attention from seeing to hearing. So you can transition it to, oh, it's raining outside. I can hear the rain on the roof. So now the majority of my attention, the weight of my attention has gone to listening. The visual field is gone, and the auditory field is now the main sensory experience. As we move and release one experience and move into another one, Releasing from listening to vision again. And then maybe release some vision to the body. Feel the whole body. We're just doing a little dance of our attention. Now, let's go ahead and move it from our body back to the wall. And as we're doing that, I want you to note, as we're doing these transitions, not just the newness of the new experience and the goneness of the one that's disappeared or left the focus of our attention, but there's actually a transition. It's not just a blinking of the eyes of on and off, of here, there, new, gone, but there's actually a contraction. So if the visual field is out here, and now let's take our awareness to our feelings, to our body, the visual field actually contracts, and our awareness, our attention, we use those interchangeably through this, moves to the body. There's still maybe a little bit of element of attention in the visual field, but the weight of our attention is feeling the body right now. Maybe feel your feet, feel your hands. So our attention is constantly expanding out into something new, some new experience, and contracting from the old. Now, new and old have this kind of time-based aspect to them, but really, it's just one constant now that our awareness is transitioning through. So maybe to get a taste of that, we just continue this exercise of purposefully transitioning our attention around and see if we can detect any aspect of that expansion contraction. So move your attention, if it's in the visual field, to the auditory field. You can close your eyes if that works. You can look at the internal field. And then move it back to the feeling field. There's an element of our attention contracting from one experience and expanding into another. And interestingly, it happens simultaneously. It's a consistent kind of flow of our awareness. At this time, I invite you to just stop purposefully managing your attention and just see where it goes naturally. Mine went to the internal visual field. And now there's internal dialogue. It's just moving and flowing. I'm just using these words, this language of internal and external to help paint the picture for you, right? The closer we look at it, there's this seamless flow of attention from one aspect to another. Something contracts as we move and expand into something else simultaneously. This can take a lot of practice or it can be very intuitive, depending on what you're bringing to the table today, what state you're in, how much you've been practicing, or maybe it naturally works for you or is a challenge. But it's a very similar exercise to the new gone, but with an invitation to be open to the expansion and contraction, or contraction and expansion of the sensory experience. And at some point, we can drop the labels. We can drop the inner, the outer, the see, the hear, the feel. We're no longer standing, watching the flow of the river going by, trying to name it or identify it, but we're stepping into the river, leaning back and riding along the flow of attention. Riding along the razor's edge of now, the constant movement of experience, the stream of awareness of the happening. All of this continuous experience, moving from one thing to another, through the five sense gates of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and this sixth gate of mind that might reflect all of that which is happening. We're just moving through all of those all the time. A little of this here, expanding into that. This current experience is contracting as I expand into a new experience, whatever it is. It's this ever present moment of now. It's this continuity of the orientation of the senses and the flow of experience that creates the sense of self, that there's an I. But if we stop and explore, there's just experience moving from here to there to here to there. There's no separation. There's just the movement of the now, in the now. Thought comes and goes, sensation comes and goes, a sound comes and goes. This seamless, endless now. It's as vast as the spaciousness that we've explored. And the sea here feels spaciousness. It's as acute as our attention with deep sensory clarity fully experiencing the richness to the extent our system allows, and everywhere in between. It's hard to engage with the expansion and contraction element of this. That's okay. That's just some clarity that comes with the practice, exercising that muscle of the practice. But otherwise, you don't need to have that depth of understanding and insight into the expansion and contraction, just riding the edge of it, as we always are, as this is all there ever is. It's just happening. Equanimity is your friend here and allows you to move through this without any push or pull, just resting in this ever present moment of now and everything within it, which is your whole world. And ultimately, all. You don't have to do this with your eyes closed. It can be fun to open your eyes. So we're doing this in a more formal seated practice. You can also do it walking, talking in your daily life. With that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. My boo-boo dog just walked in and came in and cued the end of the meditation for us. So just a reminder, it was just another sensory experience, though, just like anything else. We'll wrap it up there. This has been See, Hear, Feel Now with a little expansion, contraction flavor. I appreciate you joining me on this Transcendence themed journey. Ultimately, along the way, we've explored the spaciousness of all of these sensory categories, of the seeing, the hearing, of the feeling, in an effort to build equanimity with the sensory experiences that happen within it. And through that process, hopefully been able to start to understand or intuit that the orientation of the self, or this I that feels so strong, is just really the orientation of the signals, kind of coalescing into the mind, shaping this sense of self. And then we spent some time turning in and trying to see, well, what happens if we look there and really, the sense of the I. There's no I, there's no me right behind my eyes, right? There's no me inside my ear. It's just a projection, right? A reflection of our environment that our mind creates to help orient us in this environment. And as we search and do that self-inquiry, I recommend you do it more and more till it works for you to a point to where you understand. And there's a shift in identity. And once we have that intuitive experience, it helps then orient us to the flow, the natural new gone of experience, which then ultimately brings us right here to this moment. So whether you're watching this video today or tomorrow or 100 years from now, the video is playing in the right now for you. It's what's happening right now, and that's all there is. See, hear, feel now. All right. Mahalo and aloha. We'll see you on the next video.